We're waiting for Poopster to come on the line. Oh,
Yo.
Yo.
What's up, buddy?
Not much, man. Just looking at these beans. Just want the world to know about the beans, mate. That's all.
I seen y'all was tweeting about them, but I don't know shit, dude. I've been so busy, I haven't had time to even look at anything besides, like, I got all kinds of, man, it's just been super busy.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
What was the last conference you went to?
I just got back from one in Wyoming, actually. It was, like, blockchain stampede. It was pretty cool because, like, all the DAO guys were there, so that was cool. I got to hang out with them for a little bit. Yeah, they gave a pretty good talk. So, like,
Did you say the DAO guys?
yeah,
You mean like
Deacon.
Deacon
Well,
and
Deacon, Deacon gave a talk there. Yeah, he gave a talk. And, like, just a bunch. Yeah, like there was like 5 guys from DAO over there.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
And,
Wyoming, so they would have been talking about, like, did they have some speakers about the whole, like, Wyoming thing and stuff?
Well, like, they were educating, like, the no-coiners, like, how this shit works, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, basically, like, how anybody, like, anybody can come in and create a DAO and, you know, it talked about, like, Rage Quit and all the different features that they allow people to customize when going through and creating a DAO.
That's cool.
So, yeah, it was pretty cool. Glad we got to see them. And then I just went to Denver and hung out there for a little while, man. That place is rad. I'm thinking about moving there. I'm actually part of this. I've got another working group coming up, like, actually later on this evening for Token Town. Dude, you got to see this, what they're doing with Token Town, bro.
Yeah.
We're building a community where we're gonna live, or some of us are. Anyways, 32 ETH, right? It's 32 people are going to be the initial founders, so everybody has to contribute 1 ETH, and it's going to go to an Ethereum node. And what we're going to do is we're going to build a community, like a self-sustaining community, where we're going to incorporate. Like right now, we're trying to win a grant from American Made Solar. Like how we would institute solar panels on our building. We would have like sustainable crypto mining operation, like you know, actually in the building itself. And what that would look like would be like Ethereum mining, Bitcoin mining, or like even helium hotspot mining, things like that. And like all kind of it's all focused on like renewable community living, right? So ideally, it's going to be like a crypto community that opens it and lives there, and it'll also be set up to where, you know, like the properties can be basically we're going to be the next generation homeowners association, right? So what that looks like is a DAO that creates their own homeowners association and kind of like community and governs where they live, right? And it's all focused on sustainable living and community living and using those kind of resources. You know what I mean?
And is that in Denver?
The first one we're planning on doing is probably going to be in Denver. Yes. But you know, I think like the next one we could do like Miami or New York, or really anybody can open one anywhere theoretically, right?
Because you could even do it like you could even buy like a build, like you could buy like it doesn't have to be like a farm or something, like, right? It could be a building or whatever,
It could be anything, yes, dude. Like that's what we're thinking about, you know, is doing buildings, doing you know, the original idea was to buy a plot of land and to buy a plot of land and like build our own. But we could also, I mean, there's tons of stuff we could do.
You can build startups, and like if you're all living there, you can just do startups, like just create like while you're all living together, like, well, not together, like you obviously probably have your own houses and shit, right? But like, you'll be able to work together and shit as well, you know? Like, it'll be fun.
Yeah, dude. That's what, like, there's already been like a ton of discussion around how it would work and like who might live there. And like, there could be like, it could be like set up for, you could have some set up for developers, like whole communities set up like geared towards like developers. You could have other communities set up geared towards like, anything you wanted, really.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I actually wanted to buy a church in just out of Melbourne, like earlier, about probably a year ago now. I tried to raise money to buy this church to start like have a place where people was going to have like an art gallery there, right? Like an NFT art gallery, and then like a place where people could come and do like work on crypto stuff. But also just as an investment, like there was already some businesses in this church, so like we could just rent out that keep those businesses in there, right? And they just pay rent to the DAO instead of to the landlord, right? Like just basically like manage the property. It's a cool property, man. It's still for sale actually. But everyone was just like, oh, like you can't do that. It's a security or whatever, And I was like, oh, really? Like,
think about what if a DAO bought that, right? What if a DAO bought that and fractionalized it, right? So, that's basically what we're talking about doing. So, I don't know, dude. It's
I think it can. Yeah. I think it will work 100%. Like I guess it just depends. The way I was trying to do it was probably wrong. Like the way I was trying to do it was probably wrong. Like the way I was actually trying to do it was it probably was a security, but I don't know anything about securities laws, so I just didn't really know, right? Like, but yeah, that sounds awesome, and I'm sure that they've probably got like partnership with like the Lao or something like that to like handle all the like legal side of it or something anyway, right?
We're still working on setting all that stuff up, so it's being done through like here, I'll tag you on it. He just tweeted about it. What's your Twitter handle?
AdeptCamp.
Or who do you want me to tag?
You can tag Creator.
Okay.
Yeah, this sounds really interesting. Like,
it is super fucking interesting.
Yeah, what's it called again?
So listen. I got involved in this through this guy. So I was working with UMA, and we held a hackathon, and it was a governance hackathon, and I found this guy basically who's looking to create this DAO called REIT token DAO, and what it is it's real estate tokenization. So that's what their focus is getting real estate tokenized on the blockchain, right? So through REIT token DAO, which we formed and we won this governance, I got involved with them. They put me on the core team now. But we won the hackathon. We were implementing UMA's KPI options for our governance. We won the ultimate Lego hackathon. So we've got all this prize money, and now we're working on this other hackathon, like I told you about, where the grand prize is like literally $50,000. And if we win this, and we'll have a grant to where we can start doing that kind of stuff, then we'll have the founders that each put in 32. I'll tag you on it right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it's called Token Community, is it?
So Token
Town. Got it.
Token Town, yeah. So there's actually two DAOs. Token Town is being run by REIT Token DAO. So that's the really cool part about it, is it's completely managed by the DAO itself. But anyway, through them, what we're looking for is 32 founders to commit 1 Ethereum each, and everybody's going to get like an NFT. And there's going to be 32 NFT for the founders, and then what's going to happen is if we can fill that up, we're going to use that also like as social proof of, that we already have 32 investors willing to commit to doing this. So that we're going to put that into the hackathon as well. The hackathon ends in like 3 days or something. It's October 4th. Yeah, dude. So if we win that, then we can actually launch and put this into action. You know what I mean? Like actually starting to fucking go find land and like put this whole, the DAO is just now launching. Like we don't even have a token or anything yet. Right? And people that are attending the working groups are the ones that are earning some of these tokens for like the next working group. What are they going to earn, Mandy? What are they going to earn? They're going to earn 3 different tokens from next
50 retokens,
50 retokens, 50 Token Town, and 50 Token Town, Colorado. See, so Token Town is going to be we're going to we're going to have a token just for Token Town, Colorado. We're going to have a token just for Token Town. And then, so like what we can do is build out more Token Towns, like Token Town, Miami, Token Town, Australia, whatever, Melbourne, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, maybe we can do the church thing.
So that's how we're starting it right now.
I'll throw an ETH into this. Hey,
I know you would. You're a smart guy.
I'm recording. I'm recording this, so we can
sure.
we can post this.
Yeah,
we can post this, and I just tweeted it as well. I mean, because it looks like they need a bit more like it looks like I'm sure there's lots of people in the DAO with lots of reach, but it's weird that there's only like 19 people following the Twitter.
We just launched, dude. Like Token Town was literally an idea a week ago, and I met Yonks, the guy who's heading this whole thing up. I met him at the Wyoming hackathon that I was just telling you about. We spent like 2 days planning and talking about this, and this is kind of really where this idea was born from, right? So I've got a couple other friends, a guy from New York, Phil, who came down and met, who's interested, who's going to commit to doing the same thing. And like we made a lot of plans, like just at lunchtime at the during the hackathon. It was crazy.
Okay, let's just quickly get you a bean, right? I'm gonna get you a bean, and then and then we'll stop the video, and then I will post this video and I'll tag you, and this will be good because more people will find out about the Token Town thing. This is cool, and keep me in the loop about it because I want to be in this. Because one day, if I ever get to come to America, I'll be like, I'm gonna go and visit the Token Town. Like,
sure, or we can build one where you're at, dude.
Yeah,
just, don't. I mean,
yeah, no, it's something that to me. If we can do more stuff, like I bought like IRL.eth, like in real life.eth, because I just think that there's lots of cool stuff that we can actually do in real life. Like, I know it's hard. I know it's a hard problem and stuff like that from a computer science perspective. But to me, it just seems like, well, the systems that we've got for managing real life are retarded anyway. So why not just use like DAO systems? It's probably still going to be retarded, but it'll probably still be at least as good, if not maybe a little bit better than what we've already got, right? So, I know it's a hard like computer problem to have like oracles to real life and shit like that, but I just don't really even think we really need them. Like maybe there's some trust involved. That's fine. Like you need to trust people sometimes, Like, and maybe you don't need to trust. I don't know, but I think it's I like projects that are related to real life. Like,
I agree. I think that's where everything's going. Like just from like this, all the conferences I've been to of lately, and like the scene in New York was amazing. Like they meet out there every Sunday, and they do the same thing in different cities across the states, San Francisco, but they have meetups like every Sunday in the park where they just have DeFi, NFT or DAO meetups, right? Where they just a bunch of people from from the DeFi community get together and discuss, and just bullshit and just get to meet each other. I went to this last one a couple of weeks ago that Zero X Gym held in McCarran Park, and it was awesome, man. Really amazing. So Maria helped as well. So yeah, they're putting together some really cool stuff. Man.
I need to go to some of the ones in Melbourne. I've never been to one. I should really just go. I know they have them. So I should just go because it's like an hour's drive. I should just like get in the car and just go there and do it. Like, dude, talk about real life and like I don't even go and do this shit that I could do in real life, But I was gonna say something else about this whole doing stuff in the real world thing. Oh, yeah. Like, how, like, there's so much going on with, like, the metaverse right now. Like, the metaverse this and the metaverse that. And it's like, that's cool and that's an awesome thing, right? That we have these, like, virtual worlds that can be, like, connected with, DeFi and NFTs and, it's like a whole world in itself, right? It's awesome. But I just wonder if we get too like caught up in the metaverse, then are we going to miss out on doing like, because like the idea with crypto in the beginning was like, okay, well, crypto can actually help solve some of the problems that we actually have in the world. Like, so I just kind of wonder like maybe somehow the metaverse stuff will help with solving some of those real life problems, or maybe it will just be a massive distraction. I don't really know. But yeah, it's good if some people just like don't focus on the metaverse and actually focus on like, community owned, like buying like land in your local area with a DAO and then just building cool shit on it. It's a fucking good thing to do.
I agree. And like, no, dude, and like that's. So, like, once again, that's kind of what our focus is here, just building like a piece of land that's governed by a DAO, basically. Like, that's the basic idea behind it.
And you can, and there's heaps of cool things that you can do, like with the technology that we've got to make it efficient and make it manage it in a good way and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you can make it affordable for everybody to own a piece of this housing dumps. That's what the cool part is, dude, is that by fractionalizing this, you can make it like anybody can own a piece of, like, for instance, say I moved into one of these and I wanted to live there for a little while. Then I decided I want to move out and go somewhere else. Well, I don't have to sell my entire...
You don't have to sell the whole thing, because you can just sell your part of it. Yeah.
Or just a small part of it. I can keep like earning residual income from the next people that stay there and pay their rent, or from the profitability of the actual operation from the house itself. The house is going to be profitable. This is like an investment, dude. So it's not only an investment, but it's a place that it makes it easy for anybody to join in and like find affordable living. And also be a part of like investing in real estate as well.
Totally. Yeah. No, it's something I actually thought quite a lot about. Like I said, because I was like literally the other thing. The idea actually before the church thing, the idea that I had was like I wanted to start a chicken farm. And like I was and like run the whole chicken farm. Like you know how there's like blockchains for like supply chain and shit like that. I was thinking about like stamping the eggs with like a barcode that would be like an on-chain, like so the whole like production would be like on-chain. It was a crazy idea. It would have been like way too hard for me to do, but I just had the idea and I was thinking about it a lot, like for a while. But yeah, let's just quickly buy a bean. Let's buy a bean and we'll finish the call.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I know that you've got like a million things to do. Okay, so how do we get a bean?
I don't know. How do we get a bean?
Let me share my screen.
Wait, hold on. Let me turn my... All right. There you go.
Okay, so All right, so it's an algo coin, right? It's a credit-based system. I mean, I do kind of understand it. I think of it like ESD, right? But it's actually not really that good a way to think about it because it isn't ESD. Like it was kind of inspired by ESD, and they are working. They worked on trying to solve the problems that they saw in ESD, right? Like, but it's not an ESD fork. It's like it's a whole new system. But it is quite similar in some ways to ESD. So,
Gotcha.
right. So to get the bean NFT, so these are the NFTs, right? They're pretty cool. And we like created our worked on these, like, and it's pretty awesome what we did. And it is a sunrise every hour, and a sunrise is like an epoch in ESD. And then, so every hour, there's 10 beans available. So right now is a good time to sow, because only one person is sowing this hour, I think. Let me just refresh. So like, I don't know, lots of people have sown. See how people are just sowing like one bean? That's nothing. That's like $1. And they're just doing that to get this NFT. So like, we actually need to like reset it so that or not reset it, but just set it so that there's a minimum bean buy, because it's like, I mean, people are getting like these awesome beans for like gas, which is cool, but you know, it'd be nice if they had to spend like 100 beans, 200 beans or something just to help the protocol, because the whole idea is that sowing helps the protocol come back to peg. And so, I mean, it has kind of, I don't know, I guess it's worked a bit, because we got back to peg. Like, we were down to like 25 cents when we launched the Beans NFTs. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you never know, right? Like, what this could just be. I mean, the incentives, right? The weather is like the incentive. So the weather is the interest rate. So, I'm not gonna sow now because I'll be last in the queue. I'm gonna send you a bean, one of the beans I've already got. But if I was to just like spend like 0.1 ETH, I would get for 0.1 ETH, which is I guess about $300 or something, or 350 or whatever, right? I would get 2,400 pods, and I would be last in line. So after 14 million pods have become beans, then I would get my $2,400 from my $300.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So it's a first in, first out deal. And you can see, like, I've got some, like, after another 175,000 beans get exchanged or after, you know what I mean, right? The pods change to beans.
Right.
So after 175,000 more, I'll get like my first 1,480 beans, which I probably only paid like, I don't know how much, I can't really remember how much, but it probably wasn't, it was probably like, not much money. So yeah, and this is just like, so there's like siloing, which is just LPing basically. And so there's two ways to silo, is LPing, and then there's just basically like single staking. But with the single staking, it splits up. When you deposit, you get stalk and seeds, which are going to be tradable. And there's some cool mechanisms with these that I'm not going to talk about because I'll probably screw it up. But, and then, so yeah, right now there's not going to be any new beans this hour because the price is 98 instead. If the price was like 102 or 103, there'd be like 10,000 or 20,000 new beans, kind of like. What else can I tell you?
Oh, like what can I do with my beans? Like what are the beans gonna do? The beans gonna have any functionality? Are they gonna be able to like unlock anything? I don't know. Just curious. I like the beans. The beans look cool. I'm just curious more about them.
I think the like, at the moment, because the protocol is like, it's only been like you can see the history, right? Like it started in like around August 23rd, say. So and then it was literally started from like bare launch. Like there was like no beans. Team didn't get beans. They just the way they got their beans was by calling the sunrise function every day. Like there's like a reward for calling the function that changes over the season.
Gotcha.
And honestly, right now, what you can do with them is basically you get your beans and then you just chuck them in the silo, and then it will just keep printing. Whenever price is over 1, it'll just keep printing more beans, like, and then eventually, I suppose, like the next step will be, you know, just like lending, like a lending protocol or something like that. So there isn't really anything like amazing that you can do with them, I guess. Like, I mean, you can sell them is probably the best thing you could either sell them or stake them, right? Like you sell them for ETH. So it's a bootstrapping mechanism to try and grow this stable coin, right? But the important thing about the reason why I think it's important and not just, you know, another kind of Ponzi is because it's actually a decentralized protocol and it's actually attempting to be a stable coin. So having a decentralized, like we don't really actually really have a decentralized stable coin, really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe we do. I don't know. Is Frax a decentralized stable coin? But it's not. I mean, it's collateralized by coins that aren't. Like, it's not really, right? Because it's collateralized by coins that aren't really decentralized. Like, so this would be like a purely it's like you said, like, you know, if I wanted to buy this church and it's a security, then I'm in trouble. But if I'm a DAO, like a true DAO, then it doesn't matter because the law doesn't apply to me because I don't live in a state. I live on the blockchain. Like, so I think that like I know that what the founders of this project are trying to do is build a truly decentralized stablecoin, and I know it sounds cheesy after like ESD and other like coins that also said that too, but I also think that they were also trying to do that, like legitimately trying to do that, and I just think that it sucks that everyone's like, oh, stablecoin, like, I mean, you know, oh, algo coin, like Ponzi, you know. I just don't think that the experiment.
They got a bad rap from a bad rap from some other actors, you know.
And it wasn't like I know the EST guys were like working really fucking hard to make it work, right? But I think the one thing that these guys did differently is they have this thing called a season of plenty, and so if the price goes too crazy over $1, it actually market sells beans for ETH and then just like airdrops the ETH to everyone who's staking. So, so like with like EST and stuff like that, you know, the price went to like, you know, like $16 or something, and like basis cash, the price went to like $80 and like, right? Like, I mean, basis cash is a slightly different system anyway, but like with EST, because there's no seniorage in the system either, so there's no like, you know, like basis is more like seniorage where like the early, you know, the shares, like the shareholders kind of get the print, whereas like with this, it's not real. It's not like that. Like anyone can, yeah. So it's they just made some improvement, like because obviously if you can't pump the coin because it's just going to dump, it's going to auto dump, right? then you can't like print too much money too fast, which means that then you can't like, if you don't print too much money, then you're not going to have like as bad a down cycle, right? Like the reason it had that massive pump was because just out of nowhere, like some popular influencers just started like tweeting about it, and it just went like bananas. And so it went to $4, and then this is the season of plenty, like the auto dump down to like $1, and then like everyone was like, okay, it's probably going to do it again, and then they tried one more time to pump it, and then it just dipped hard to like 50 cents. Then they pumped it, and then it pumped back to $1. But then, like, obviously, there was still just shitloads of beans, like, in this, right? Like, people made a lot of beans during this pump. And so then we got this big sell-off, and, like, it was a bit scary, you know, because what if it just doesn't ESD and just keeps going down? Like, but this weather, the incentive with the weather seems to be working, right? Like 600%. It's a pretty good bet. Like you can bet 1 ETH. You could at the bottom you could bet 1 ETH and get back $50,000 for 1 ETH at 25 cents. Like it's like an option, you know. Like you're probably going to lose your money, right? But who cares? Like if you win $50,000, like from 1 ETH. So now it's a little bit. I mean, 600% still pretty good. So I think, and that is there to keep burning more beans and to keep the price, like to keep the price like
in a range.
Yeah, and even over $1, these incentives are still here, which makes sense because. Yeah, and an interesting thing he said. So I was listening. That he just recently did an interview, and I was listening to the interview, and he said like, what we're trying to do is because it's a credit-based system, and the protocol is the borrower. Like you're actually lending beans to the protocol under $1, and so like people don't automatically trust borrowers, right? Like borrowers have to prove themselves trustworthy. So like even though it's a protocol, it definitely has to do what it says it's going to do. It's people still like it still has to prove itself that, you know, if you lend it beans, it's going to give you back your money. And so like this debt cycle is like the first kind of thing of it doing that. So it's kind of like it returned to $1 here, then it's like went like down super low, and now it's returned back to $1 again.
Right.
So what I'm hoping is now it just like chills and crab markets like around like between like 95 cents and like $1.10 or something would be ideal. And everyone just clears out. Like if we clear out this pod line, right? Like if we clear out this $14 million pod line, and we can, and maybe we have a dip to like 70 cents or 60 cents or something like that. That probably will happen, right? Like if we can then chug through and eventually just like chug through that whole pod line, like that's going to build up like a lot of trust in the system. And it should keep its stability because I don't see any reason why anyone would want to pump it to $4 again because it's just going to auto dump, right? It's like, why would you buy a coin that at $3 at $3.50 when you just know it's going to... And they're even talking about making it a little bit... Because it doesn't work on price. The Season of Plenty works on... the number of seasons where it's raining. So they have all these weird like words like seasons and rain. So it was 24 seasons where it's just minting and printing, right? Like and then it will dump. So what they were thinking is maybe change it to just like 8 seasons so that you could still pump it high if you really wanted to, but it's just gonna auto dump like after 8 seasons of printing, which is only 8 hours. So it's kind of, and I think the main problem was that no one really understood the system. They were just buying it because it was pumping. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like
now there's probably more people left that understand what's going on better.
yeah, and I just really hope it. I mean, I'm actually like, I obviously do hope this because I've got some of these pods, right? Like, you know, I've got some pods. If this works, I'm going to get like quite a lot of money. Like, I also just, I like the idea that like, because I really liked EST. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was going to work, right?
Yeah.
And like, and I just think this could work too. I mean, maybe I'm a retard, but
Yeah, you are a little bit, but that doesn't mean it can't work.
Do you reckon it could work?
I don't know, dude. This is not my area of expertise, bro. I am not good with algorithmically backed anything. I suck at picking those, so you don't want me. You probably don't want me on board with this. You know what I mean? Because it seems like every algo coin I get on board with just dumps straight to shit, and I just lose everything. That's been my only experience, honestly.
Yeah.
And I haven't had many, so yeah, I've been burnt a few times. So I was like, I can't do this anymore.
I know. Like that's the thing. Like, it like to me, what this feels like is like, it actually feels like this is the last chance for an algo stablecoin to actually work. Because I just feel like, you know, it's like, you know, if someone fucks you over once, right, you might give them a second chance, right? Like, and maybe you might give them a third chance, but you're definitely not going to give them like a fourth chance. And I just sort of feel like, this might be the last chance for an algo stablecoin to work. And part of the reason why, like it doesn't need massive, gigantic pumps, right? Like, that's not what it needs. But it does need some eyes on it. Like, and it needs some people to actually be like, okay, well, fuck it. Let's just give it a go. Like, let's sow some of these beans and buy some of these beans and, you know, just give it a go. And, yeah, if it doesn't work, fuck it. You lose money. If it does, well, now we've got, like, a decentralized, capital-efficient, algorithmic, stable coin for DeFi, and we're all rich.
Well, I like the beans. I know that much. I like the NFTs. That part of it's cool. So
yeah, and it's just a cool project. Like, yeah, like the vibe is cool. I just think it's a cool project.
Right on.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna send you a bean. Like, which bean do you want? Like, you want the gold tooth?
I don't know. What do you think is best representative of Poopster? I don't know.
Like, do you like the baked?
I'll let you pick. You pick.
Wait, this is baked. This guy's baked bean, but he's got the gold teeth and glasses. Or you got like a coffee bean with the gold teeth.
Like coffee. Yeah.
You like the coffee? It doesn't have it's a plain t-shirt, yeah? Yeah, okay, I'm going to send you the coffee. Oh, wait, hold up. Let me go to OpenSea. I'll show you
yeah.
I like these, man. I like these too. These are fucking awesome, man. Have you seen these?
No.
Okay, watch this. You're going to love this.
I don't know much about NFTs, man. I'm not very good at NFTs.
Okay, but you know what pinball machines are, right?
Yeah.
Check this out then. I'm going to play this NFT.
You're going to play it?
It's a pinball machine, and I'm going to play it.
Let's be wild.
I know, man. And they have competitions. So you can, like, when you own the NFT, you can play, like, and there's arcade ones as well. Like, like there's like a Pac-Man, and they're bringing out this new project. And, like, it's taking a while to load. But once it loads, like, I'm going to be able to play it. Turn down the volume because it's going to be annoying. Oh, see?
Wow.
See? Can you see the ball?
No, I can't.
Right. Right, let me big screen. Right.
Wait.
How do I turn down the volume?
I don't know, but I like the music. That's pretty cool. What are these things called? These are awesome.
I
You
know,
buy
like,
one-
dude, seriously, they are awesome, man. Like, you know,
you just buy it and play it, and if you win, you get an NFT.
if you win, you get Eve. If you win,
Oh,
but
really?
you're not gonna win though. Like, there's people that are like, yeah. Like, I played a little bit. I mean, I'm bad though. Like, I'm pretty much,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like, I'll show you the website real quick because it's pretty awesome.
It looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's cool, man. So there's like, I'll show you the competition. So tournament. Turn that off. Tournament ended. Winners will be announced after review. Okay. Yeah. So the tournament's ended.
This is awesome, dude.
There'll be a new tournament soon though with a new machine. So these ones give you the pinball machine is like the Genesis one, right? And like if you own the pinball machine, you get the drops of all of the new machines.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I was lucky, man. I got like 3 of them when it, like I just saw like at when they were minting them, and it's actually Toxic Poeth. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's a dude that did the NFTs for Molly's Hijik like a long time ago, and then like so Molly tweeted about it, and yeah. But I'm gonna send you this bean, so I gotta go to OpenSea.
No worries. I'm enjoying the pinball stuff too.
Yeah, man. The pinball stuff's good. The only problem is now they're like 4.5 ETH, so it's kind of like okay. So you're going coffee, right? You're coffee.
Oh, what's my choices?
Like you've got
the
coffee.
looks cool.
Well, like
Yeah, what else you got?
I got you don't
Okay.
want that. That's
I
shit.
got coffee that
You got to get a gold tooth, right? Like you don't want. Like, if you're gonna get a bean, you want one with a gold tooth. Like you don't want a naked bean with just a laughing face, right?
Sure, so yeah, I need to have something with a gold tooth.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
right, Jade.
Okay,
That's
but
a good point.
look, this is the coolest thing about them. So, like, you literally get them from sewing, right? So, like, this is a transaction hash from me sewing the bean.
Uh-huh.
Like, I can copy this transaction hash and write it to go to Etherscan, and it's going to, like, show me the, you know, like, I got this from actually interacting with the protocol, which is
Yeah.
fucking cool, man. Like,
It is. It's a different way of
Yeah.
of distributing. Yeah.
okay, so, all right, give me your address. I'm going to send it to you.
It's just booster.eth.
Oh, yeah.
Dang booster.eth. I don't know, man. I don't know if stuff is going there or not. Like I transferred it, but
Wait, you want to make sure, because you don't want to lose Bean 659.
well, it will go to the other address I hold.
Okay, this is the address, right? Like,
What address? Tell me the first things. I can't see. What does it say?
okay, it says OXA5A.
Nah, it's supposed to be OX6 something. Hold on. See, I need to set the reverse record, I guess, or something, huh? Why is that not showing up, Dunks? I switched it. All right, let me send you my address. Hold.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I still don't really know. Like I've done it a few times, but I still don't really. It's like I just kind of keep clicking stuff until it works. Like
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
really
All right,
know how it
there's
works.
my address, buddy. Yeah, I've got to get it straightened out, man. I don't know what it
I
is.
probably could. I think if you just log in and just see, yeah, it'll be the reverse record. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I have to, unfortunately, mess with it.
So Poops is getting the coffee with the gold tooth. Nice.
Nice.
Nice. We like the beans.
Yeah, like
I mean, the beans are just a good project. It's like
I'm gonna have to go mint some myself.
I think that
They're
everyone.
so
I just
dumb.
think, like, if I'm honest, I just think everyone should just like change their profile picture to a bean on crypto Twitter and we should just all just
All get beamed.
yeah, just get
Beamed
beamed.
up.
Just get beamed. Get bean pilled.
That's gonna be the new hashtag. Get beamed.
Like it feels like it could happen.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel far fetched that there would be some people on Twitter that like are a bean, and they just talk about beans. Like, I mean, man, do you remember how many people were shilling ESD? Like everyone was shilling ESD, man. Everyone. I guess that's
So
why. Like, that's part of the reason why. Like, huh?
We just need to find them, the old ESP crowd.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, you know, let's just.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe it's going to be new people. Like maybe. I mean, it's just like, okay, you don't automatically just discount something just because it didn't work the first time, right? Like that's not how you do shit. Like this is a new white paper, 100% original white paper. All the maths, like the maths in this white paper is all original math. It's a different protocol. Like it does have a lot of similarities with ESD because the idea behind ESD was actually good. Like it just the implementation. I mean, things don't really usually work the first time. And they did make changes to ESD as well. But I think the main problem, like you can change whatever you want, but if you've already printed, you know, like tons and tons and tons of a token, that sell pressure is just eventually gonna wreck you. And then if you don't have the right and like the Beans guys, like these guys are smart, and they watched what happened, and they saw it like there was like a tragedy of the commons kind of situation going on, and I don't really know exactly what that means because I'm kind of a retard, but
yeah, me too.
I know that I kind of know, I kind of get it, and I think that like I trust them when they say that their solution, the solution that they designed was designed to fix that problem. And there was like, I think there was like 2 or 3 problems. So one was the season of plenty thing. That's on the upside. Because obviously the big upside causes the big downside, right? Like
right, definitely.
That's easy to understand. And then on the other side, the incentive, there was no incentive to buy early. It was like because there was no incentive to buy early, no one did, kind of. It's not that exactly.
Yeah.
So the way they have their incentives, like it seems to be working. Like it brought the price back from 25 cents. I mean, that did happen in ESD too, like a couple of times, probably multiple times. So yeah, like half of it is just psychology. Like you know, when you trust that it can return the price to 1, if you see it at 25 cents, you're like, oh, that's a good buy, right? Like, because it can return the price to 1, but
What's it at now?
it's at 1 now.
Okay, so let me ask. Well, so it's at equilibrium. So let me ask you this: if I'm just like a noob, just like me, like I actually am, how what would you like? How do I get like? What's the easiest way for me to get involved? What's the easiest thing for me to get started? What's the easiest way for me to get started? What would you do if you were me? In other words,
if you've got 2 choices. So if you're willing to lose some money and make a 6x, then you sow. If you don't want to lose your money, then you just buy beans and you silo them. And then like the way that you make money from that is by getting more beans.
And the silo is kind of like the stability pool. Is that correct or am I wrong?
Yeah, no, so there's sort of 2 silo. There's siloing, which is the LP pool, where it's ETH and beans. And then there's siloing just straight, like it's like a single staking and,
right,
you know, like a pool 2 staking. So like
a stability pool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. Now, don't quote me because I haven't looked into it. But
yeah,
it sounds pretty interesting. Like so, and it's only on Ethereum mainnet, right?
Yeah, it's only on Ethereum. Yeah.
Okay. So, what are gas fees like right now?
It's actually not too bad. Like, I've been paying like $30. Pretty much everything I've been doing on the protocol has been costing me like $30 or something like that, you know, per transaction. I mean,
so I can buy beans and stake them, or excuse me, silo them is what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try and do that in just a minute.
You send me your address? I'm gonna send you this bean.
My old lady's working on my computer right now, so it's done. Okay, great. All right, so I'm gonna actually go in there and get on here and do like you said. I'm gonna buy some beans and silo them, right?
Yeah. That's
okay.
That's good. Yeah. That's a good first.
Well, I'm just looking to get started, Dunks. I don't want to dive all the way, jump right. I just want to kind of check it out and just try it out, and see get an idea of how it works and what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just want to feel comfortable using it. So.
Yeah. Well, and right now, like 14 million beans have to be like for sowing. Like people will be looking at it and they're like, okay, so if I chuck in, 1 ETH or half an ETH or whatever, like, or some people will be like, if I chuck in 10 ETH or, like whatever.
100. Yeah. Some people throw in like hundreds of ETH, literally.
There are literally people, chucking like 30 ETH and stuff like that.
Wow.
And some of those people right now will be. That's the other thing, and interesting. Like, there's so much interesting game theory kind of in this, in these, and like that's the other reason I want more people to know about it because it's super fun. Like,
I think it'd be. You know what I think would be cool, Dunks, is if somebody takes and builds out like a game for the beans, right? I want to wait like. Dude, this is actually really cool now that you're. But I do like to separate us this project from other projects. I want somebody to make a game with these beans and like do something really cool and make it cool. And it's cool that you got the NFTs, right? But now let's do something extra with them, right?
That would be cool. What we were thinking is like. Buy some land in essential land because you know how it's all like there's like soil and beans and sowing and we're thinking of like buying some land in Decentraland and then build like a giant beanstalk there, right? And then like have like clouds. Your headphones are in your computer, but well, that's because you're not looking for them because they were on your head about 1 minute ago.
Actually, I am looking.
Do you want to look for them one more time? They're plugged into your computer. Go have a look on your computer. You go check again because they were 1 minute ago. Yeah, and then so we have clouds, right? Like, you know how like Jack goes up the magic beanstalk and shit, he goes through the clouds, and then there's like so when the price is above 1, you can go up through the clouds, and we could have like a big like room in Decentraland, like maybe with like, you know, I don't know, like whatever you have in Decentraland, maybe a gallery with some beans in it, and I don't know, like just some cool stuff. And we could like, you go up an elevator or something up through this beanstalk, and then you could just like hang out up there. Like when the price is like below $1, you just can't go there, like, or something. And then like as the beans expand and there's more beans, we can just buy more land in Decentraland, and then we just have like these massive bean fields. Just like, you know, like random like bean fields, and just keep like buying more. I don't know, like, doesn't really make sense, right? Like, it's not really much point to it, but it would be kind of fun. I mean, the beans are fun. Like, I think so. It could be a meme coin with an actual real use case, right? Like, and if we did something in Decentraland, I reckon it would work good, because it's all about land, right? Like, land is soil, and you grow stuff in soil, and so there's kind of a connection. I don't know. Maybe it's pretty.
No, it is. We should make a bean farm where we have bean parties and stuff.
Yeah. And so, like, with the seasons and everything, like, you know, like when you reach, like, you know, things with seasons, we could have, like, well, the cool thing with this is every hour you can get 10 beans, like, so that hopefully the NFTs start to have a price and stuff as well. Like, they don't really have a price right now. No one's actually traded them. But I think they will. I mean, they're pretty cute. I think they will have a price eventually. I mean, they will definitely have a price eventually. Like, I don't really know of any NFT collection that doesn't get traded. So I think that will be interesting as that starts to develop. Because if this works, right, like, people are going to be using it. Like, because there's like, if it's working and it's just slowly printing, like, it'll be a good investment, because, you know, this can scale up to like right now, what the market cap is like 20 million or something. Like, the market cap can go to like 100 million, 200 million, and at that point there'll be quite a big community. So these beans will be actually worth something, you know, like the NFT. For sure. And it'll be like the OG. These are like the OGs, right? Because it's like right at the beginning of the first debt cycle. All of the people who like, you sowed beans and, you know, interacted with the protocol, they'll be like the OGs. And a lot of them won't be selling their beans. They'll just be holding the beans. The floor price could go pretty high. Like, it's a good bet, man. Like, you sow some beans, and then you get a bean NFT, and if it works, you're going to get like 6x, and you get an NFT that could be worth something one day, right? Like, that I think will be worth something one day. It's pretty obvious. I mean, even if it gets wrecked, there's still potential that people are like, oh shit, the protocol's wrecked, but we've got these NFTs. Like, it could.
NFTs could live on by themselves.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
Yeah. I mean, even the protocol would still, you know, like, but it's not going to be much fun if it's just like 0 cent, you know, 0.00001 cents per bean. But I don't see that happening, because there just isn't a huge supply of beans right now, you know, like it's nowhere near that point. Like,
what's the Twitter?
Beanstalk Farms. Oh, let me see. I'll send it to you. Yeah, I'm pretty bullish on the beans, to be honest. But yeah, I'm definitely biased, right? Because I've got bags, so.
Nah, these are cool, dude. Hold on, I'm gonna tweet about the memes.
Right.
Yeah, so
But man, that Token Town thing sounds really cool, man. Like seriously exciting stuff.
it's gonna be really amazing.
And so they're real cool people. Like nice people, good people.
I feel like it's gonna be like my people. You know what I mean?
They feel like your people, like people that you want to hang out with.
Yes, like my family, dude. People I consider like my family, dude. That's the people that I've been meeting at these like
Right.
Ethereum at all the conferences and everything, dude. So yeah, like these are people that I want to be around. Like,
Yeah.
imagine not having to like talk or mess with a no coiner ever again, dude. That's the you know what I mean. That's the
Well, man, and
yeah.
honestly, man, like, you know, is it out in the country? Is it a little bit out of town? Is it like, is there a.
I don't know. Well, I mean, it could be. We don't know. I mean, it just depends. Like it's just, this is still all up to the voter. It's going to be up to the 32 founders to decide that. And like the so Yonks, Jason, the guy who's heading it up, kind of launched Retoken down, and who's you know idea this whole thing kind of was. He's really, man. He does a lot of research, and like he knows his shit, especially when it comes to like um, the laws surrounding all of this, the real estate market itself, and now like he's already launched 2 different DAOs, dude. So like within like a couple of weeks, it's been really awesome to watch. And he modeled like Retoken DAO very heavily after like Bankless and Gitcoin. Like he went in and studied their models and how they did everything, and has taken like the same kind of approach to that. So
Yeah, so the retoken is more, it's more of a generalized. So this is like one of the first projects that's actually using the retoken in the way that's meant to be used. Is that how it works, or?
Well, so yeah, like okay. The reason that we founded so Retoken is in the state of Wyoming is a registered DAO, right? So they're able to do business as a registered entity, like through the state of Wyoming. So in keeping with that, I think that the reason we want to launch Token Town through Retoken is so that it can be managed actually by a DAO, right?
Got you.
Yeah. So the entire DAO is going to be managed by another DAO, basically. And that DAO has the ability to do business, like as a business entity. So yeah, and that's what we're looking. I mean,
Yeah, so
we could have an entire network of DAOs that are governed just by one DAO. You know?
Right, so that DAO can literally buy property because it's an actual business.
Well, I don't know if the DAO itself will be the ones, but yeah, they'll be used as the entity for don't quote me now. I'm not like don't quote me on all the real estate stuff on how it goes, like purchasing and fractionalizing the properties. In fact, I think the properties are meant to not be fractionalized because of the fact that once you fractionalize them, they become a security. So like there's some regulatory stuff, and Yonks can better answer that question, like about how it would be done. But yeah, it would be like the DAO would basically is going to get some kind of a license. You know what? I don't want to misguide you. Don't quote me on any of this. I don't want to speak out of turn. So I'm not quite sure how all of that's going to work. But I do know that Yonks has looked into it and like done the research to kind of make sure that that like we're not going to have any kind of liabilities or anything like the people involved.
I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna send you this video. You can or we could get Fugu to chop it up into 2 pieces. And then we could like you could have the piece where we talk about the haha, you just tweeted about the beans. Oh, fuck yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, I like the beans, dude.
Um
I need to get some more. Wait, so where am I going? Okay, I'm on bean.money. Now I need to change to. All right, I'm on Ethereum. So where do I go to?
bean.money.
Yeah. Okay. Then what do I do? Silo? No, I don't want to silo. I want to trade. So I swap.
Yeah. So you can trade. You can like.
All right. I'll buy 0.1. I'll buy 348 beans.
Yeah.
All right. And then what do I do with my beans?
And then you stake them. So you silo them. So
And what's that going to do exactly? That's going to is this going to earn me the NFTs?
No, you're not going to earn an NFT from doing that, but you're going to.
Wait, what was the? Yeah, go ahead, tell me.
But you are going to. It's the safer thing to do, right? So you switch over to okay. So you don't buy them. You can just auto silo. So you don't need to do 2 transactions. It'll just zap you in to the silo.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. I see.
So you can, so you can choose LP or beans, but I mean, probably beans, right? Like just switch over to beans, then 0.1 ETH, get some beans, and then you're siloed then, and then you can click on your address and it'll show you that you are siloed. It'll show you how much you've deposited, and what you get Stork and seeds, and that Stork is basically the DAO token, so it's like a governance token, and just never ever pull it. Like don't ever unsilo, and just leave it there for ages. Then you'll earn more seeds. Like, but when you pull out, you lose your seeds, but the seeds like turn into. Yeah, you'll just build up more and more seeds. Like it'll be good. Don't like withdraw them and then like restake them because you'll lose. You'll lose part of. You won't lose your money, but you'll lose the new seeds that you got. Kind of. They'll be tradable soon. They're not tradable right now, which is kind of weird. Like I guess they just haven't implemented them as a token yet. They've just got them as like an internal kind of thing. Yeah.
All right, I'm buying the beans. I'm siloing the beans.
Yeah.
Let's see how this works. All right. Let's see. Oh, I got a working meeting coming up. I'm gonna have to go soon. Let me see.
Yeah, cool.
This is supposed to be for great working session. Starts at 8 o'clock. I got an hour and a half. All right.
Yeah.
Plenty of time.
We should do this again sometime, and we should talk about the Polygon DAO thing.
Yeah. So with the poly, yeah, we can absolutely do that. That's still like in the very early stages. Like I hadn't even. I'm still kind of just getting acclimated there myself, right? I mean, that's still just being formed right now, Dunks. Like they haven't. I was surprised to learn that they had reached out to us so early because like literally we haven't even done anything yet. So I mean, we've had like one meeting. We've had one like call with all the Genesis founders, right?
And so the idea of the DAO is that it's to support that Polygon ecosystem, right?
Yeah, well, what it would be like the way I like to think of it is kind of like a launch pad for like projects that are launching in the Polygon ecosystem.
Gotcha.
So yeah, we want to find like projects that are looking young projects that need help, that need funding or grants or whatever, and that we can kind of help along and find new talent, find new stuff, new projects.
So, but the grants actually come from the Polygon Foundation, though, right? As well.
That would probably be correct, but I wouldn't quote me on that. Yeah.
So
Sure
so potentially like the DAO will just develop itself out to be able to help launch these projects, help them get going. So then it develops. So it is like it seems like it has a connection with the Polygon Foundation, right? Like there's probably
right.
people from the foundation that are in the DAO and stuff like that. Like,
well, that's who formed it. This all comes from the foundation, I believe. Correct.
So that's I mean, this is pretty cool stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. I agree. It is pretty cool stuff. Yeah.
You got the beans. You got the bean bag.
I think that I'm all set. Like my beans are siloed, and now I just wait for them to cook or whatever.
Yeah. And you got the NFT. That coffee bean is nice, man. That's a nice. I love the gold teeth, man.
Yeah, I do too. I'm gonna have to get some more of these. Where are they selling them on?
No one's selling them yet. Like no one's like listed them for like a reasonable price. Like no one's. So I was thinking about putting some offers, like some offers on some of the rare ones, just to like see if anyone sells them. But I've just got a feeling that no one's gonna sell them. I mean, maybe if you put like 0.1, 0.2, like, but that's like $600, right? Like, people will probably start selling them like for that. I don't think I would. Not a rare one. I've just got
my gold tooth one.
I've got a really good feeling. Like I've got a good feeling about the beans. I was a little bit scared when it was down 25 cents. Like that's when we started working on the NFTs. Like like we started working on this when it was like 25 cents and that was only 27th, and now we're on the 3rd. So we're talking about sort of 6 days ago. Yeah, 7 days ago, man. Like, so in the last 7 days, we got the Bean NFTs launched, and the price is back to peg, and yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a good feeling. Like. That's why.
Yeah, it is.
That's the other reason why I wanted to get something out, like get it out a little bit more, is just that like when it comes back to peg, like that's not the time to just be like, oh yeah, we made it, right? Because we've still got to start printing through that that backlog of a lot of people are owed a lot of beans, right? And they want to get their money, so we need to get those people their money, and then they'll be like, okay, now I really like the beans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, now I'm looking at Ethereum Towers. Have you ever heard of this one? Oh my God, there's so many projects. Ethereum Towers.
Wait, I think someone else is going to buy the beans too.
Nice, dude.
There's a guy that I've been messaging about it. He's pretty cool, man. He does a lot of trading on AVAX. He's had some pretty good calls on AVAX. He's actually like trading like a fund, like a small fund, like a family and friends fund or something like that. And I've been like shilling him the beans. And first of all, he was like pretty skeptical, but I think he said now he's like, I'm just telling him dope if you get some beans. He's like, I got a bridge back from AVAX to get some beans.
Hmm.
Yeah.
AVAX is blowing up right now, isn't
Yeah, it's sort of. So it was a bit. I think because their rewards program is kind of like a little bit finished. I think so. It has, but everything's sort of pumping at the moment, though, eh?
it? Yeah,
Like,
sure.
yeah, the markets are like pumping. I guess the whole China thing. I mean, what happened with the China thing? Like, do we still give a shit about that or not?
I hope not. I don't. Tired of it. Yeah.
Like, it was just this weird thing where it was like, I mean, China banned Bitcoin, right? Like, again. So there was that. And then the whole thing with like Gensler and everything, like this whole, and I just feel like everyone's just like, okay, well, whatever, like bring it on because this is what we're doing anyway. I mean, we're not going to stop building DeFi and like doing DAOs and stuff because this is what we do and it's the future. So we're not going to stop doing it. So I mean, if whether or not you're going to fucking do something about it or not, well, we're going to keep doing it anyway. So we might as well just not worry about it, right? Like, and if something happens, it happens. I don't really think people give a shit anymore.
I don't think they do either.
Like, and I mean, but well, the market definitely reacted a bit to it, but now everything's just like it feels like everyone's just like, okay, nothing really happened, so let's just keep on buying coins. Like, let's just put our money back in the markets and just buy coins because they're cheap right now, and you know,
Right?
like,
Yeah.
yeah. I would like to see all-time high of ETH would be good. It kind of feels like it's coming as well. Like Snoop Dogg just like bought a punk, you know?
Who did?
Dog?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he bought a crypto punk. Like, you know, does it really, if Snoop Dogg's buying a crypto punk, does it really matter if the US government is, you know, complaining about shit and say they're going to cause problems? Like, who gives a fuck? Like, Snoop Dogg just bought a crypto punk. Like, the people don't give a shit about the government.
I don't think you.
Yeah.
You're not right. People don't.
Like, they really don't give a fuck, man. Like, the shit that's going on here is crazy. Like, I just think, like, if we have to dump our coins and go into a bear market, it's like, what are people gonna do? You know, like, seriously, what are people gonna do right now? Like, with COVID and all this other shit, like, people need stuff to do, and the best thing to do right now is to like do what Snoop Dogg's doing, which is buy a crypto punk. Like,
Right?
well, not a crypto punk because no one who can afford that, but
Not me.
nah. But there's so much interesting and cool stuff, and so much good ways to make money in these markets. Like, it just feels hard to believe that just because the SEC or whatever is gonna probably take like 2 years to figure out what they're actually gonna do, right? Like, they're not gonna actually do anything for like 2 years, right? Like, so anyway, I got to finish up this call because I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to go on this short move.
Awesome.
I gotta do a little research before. Yeah, we gotta win this hackathon.
Awesome.
Okay.
Talk soon.
Well, yeah. If you got a chance, you should stop in and check out. You can earn a few tokens on that. Whatever. If you got time later, like I said, it starts in about an hour and a half. But anyway, otherwise I'll catch up with you a little bit later.
Cheers, brother. Talk soon.
All right.